In today's video, I'm going to try to convince you to delete social media.
Because, let's be fully honest, social media has become a shit show.
It takes too much of your time. You want to do other things.
Social media was making me bored with things that I should normally enjoy.
I think social media is ruining your life.
Throughout the years, there has been widespread media coverage documenting how social media usage is detrimental to society. You have all heard it. It is ruining our attention spans. It's the reason why people don't go outside. It's the reason why everyone is unhappy. In reaction to this, people are fighting back by quote-unquote quitting social media, and this is all in the hopes that after they do away with social media, every aspect of their lives will magically improve. I am not here to argue against any of that. Instead, I am going to expose the hoax behind the quit social media movement. See, aside from the people who actually go cold turkey on social media, there are usually two other types of people in the quit social media movement. One, the individual who is claiming to have quit social media, but in actuality, this is only partially true. They don't actually quit social media. Rather, they are selective on which social sites they choose to interact with. Their justification of this is that instead of quitting social media in a broad sense, they are actually referring to quitting specific social sites, such as Instagram or TikTok. This is rooted in the idea that those social sites are far more dangerous than other platforms. Essentially, they are trying to escape the negative aspects associated with the so-called toxic social apps. Under normal circumstances, there would be nothing wrong with this, but unfortunately, this way of thinking is incorrect. More on that later. 2. You have the content creators who are preaching against social media, all while they actively pursue a career in it and even profit from it. To put it simply, the problem with this movement is that it's hypocritical and, in my opinion, even a little deceitful. And in this video, I will be explaining why. First, let's address the biggest elephant in the room. What exactly is social media? Social media refers to a variety of internet-based tools and applications that enable individuals and groups to communicate, share, and gather information, including messages, images, and content, while collaborating with others in real time. Okay, now that we all know the accurate definition of social media, let's talk about how social media platforms copy each other. Oftentimes, when people hear the word social media, they immediately think Instagram, TikTok, X formerly known as Twitter, Facebook if you're over 40, and finally Snapchat if you're under the age of 14. However, that's not the full picture. What most people fail to realize, or maybe actively choose to ignore, is that even the platform you are currently watching this video on is also social media. WhatsApp, Reddit, Pinterest, hell, even LinkedIn are all social media. Now that I have put it all into perspective, I hope that some of you have realized where I am going with this. And in case you haven't, well then let me spell it out for you. If you use a mobile device, social media is damn near inescapable. And since you're watching this video, it is fair to say that you have not quit social media. Therefore, you have likely come across videos warning you against social media. Watch enough of these videos and it becomes evident that they share a common theme. More often than not, the creators of these videos are selective about which social media platforms they demonize. Usually Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok take the scrutiny. I am no genius, but I can deduce that there's some bias at play.
YouTube is one of those platforms that I don't see as like
social media.
I'm talking about Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever the other one, TikTok.
Just read the comments of these videos and you will see that the audience shares the same bias. To quote a few examples, some comments read, "Isn't YouTube also social media?" Which was answered with, "It doesn't affect you as much as the others." Sure, bro. Another comment read, "Newsflash, YouTube is social media." This was met with a reply stating, "Not the same. It is less toxic on YouTube." Here's another comment, "YouTube is not social media like Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter." This is blatant hypocrisy. And even worse than that is the people in the YouTube comment sections claiming that they don't use social media while using social media. We can just chalk this up to ignorance. Some examples of these comments include, "I don't even use social media," posted on social media. Here's another one, "Smart people were never on social media." The irony. These individuals believe the platforms they quit are far more harmful than the ones they continue using, which makes sense, right? Wrong. Sadly, this belief system is flawed, and this is due to the simple fact that every negative aspect they attribute to the so-called toxic social media platforms can also apply to every other social site. All social media platforms have slop content, hate speech, bigotry, misinformation, short-form content, and most importantly, a shit ton of ads. What people need to understand is that these social media platforms are constantly competing against each other. Therefore, if one platform successfully implements something, all the other platforms copy. For example, TikTok is known for popularizing short-form content. This unique selling point of the platform was responsible for its meteoric rise around the globe. Slowly but surely, all the other social platforms took notice of this, and before we knew it, Instagram and Facebook, both owned by Meta, released Reels, Snapchat introduced Spotlight, and YouTube introduced YouTube Shorts. But even beyond that, let's talk about how every social media platform has been designed to keep users addicted. The main objective of every social media company is to keep users on the platforms for as long as possible. Why is this the case, you might be wondering? As they say, if something is free, you're not the customer, you are the product. See, the more time you spend scrolling means the more ads you can be shown, and also the more of your personal data which can be collected and then sold to brands. Therefore, initiatives have been strategically put in place to make you addicted. People who fall victim to this are diagnosed with what is known as social media addiction, which is described as excessive and compulsive social media usage that affects daily functioning and overall well-being. Let's break the science down, shall we? Dopamine. Social media feeds on dopamine, which is the feel-good chemical your brain produces. It is responsible for making you feel happy, and it also gives you motivation to do things. When people engage in social media usage, the brain region responsible for processing rewards lights up. This leads to dopamine scrolling, which is described as mindlessly scrolling through social media platforms, all in the pursuit of a dopamine rush. Instant gratification. People go on social sites for a multitude of reasons. Regardless of whatever you are searching for, you can get it with a click of a button. All of this has been made possible due to specialized algorithms, AI models, and user interfaces that leverage strategies like interactive designs, notifications, and personalized recommendation content feeds to draw in and hold users' attention. Essentially, social media platforms are designed to figure out what you want. So every time you feel bored, you can scroll through any social media timeline and be instantly entertained. The issue with this is that your brain rewards you with dopamine even when there's no efforts. This only aids in keeping you addicted to social media. Social validation. As much as we don't want to admit it, deep down we all crave validation. Getting positive affirmations can have a profound effect on both our confidence and self-esteem. Social media platforms have taken advantage of this human desire by introducing features such as likes, comments, and shares, which enables and incentivizes people to seek validation through the online world. Each time a post receives a like or a positive comment, the user is validated, which encourages them to post more. Endless feeds. As long as your mobile device doesn't run out of power and your internet connection is stable, you can endlessly scroll as much as you want on every social media platform, and each time you will be fed with new and exciting content. Features such as YouTube's autoplay have only exacerbated this problem. According to studies, endless feeds are harmful because the more users participate in the behavior of endlessly scrolling, the more loss of control there is, making social media addiction harder to break. Now that we've taken everything into account, I hope I have successfully highlighted how these social media platforms are essentially the same. There is no lesser evil. I'm sorry, but you can't put YouTube on a pedestal while condemning Instagram and TikTok, when all of these platforms share the same objectives and therefore implement the same strategies. With the odds stacked against us, quitting social media seems logical. However, I would personally advise against this, and if you continue watching, I will explain why. Real quick, if you're enjoying this video so far, then consider subscribing. It means a lot to a small channel like mine. Back to the video. why you should reconsider quitting social media. Now, if you ask me, I personally think that the positives of social media far outweigh the negatives. Let's talk about the best parts of social media that are often overlooked. 1. Social media can bring awareness to social issues. Genocides, war crimes, ethnic cleansing, violence, crimes against humanity, and so on. Freedom of speech isn't a right in every country. Countries under authoritarian rule often have media suppression enforced by their governments. News outlets, journalists, and even regular civilians are barred from sharing information that might put the government or a person of importance under scrutiny. In some cases, social media has been the sole reason suppressed information has come to light, occasionally leading to revolutions across the globe. 2. The possibility of building connections and communities. There are numerous stories of people building long-term friendships and even forming romantic relationships with the help of social media. 3. Social media can be used as an outlet for creativity and self-expression. Regardless of if you are a creative or just someone who has something you want to reveal to the world, there's no need for a big Hollywood budget. Just post what you want to bring light to on any social media platform. For example, what I'm doing with my channel. 4. The ability to gain knowledge and skills. I have personally gained so much knowledge that I probably would have never gone searching for by simply scrolling through social media. Historical facts, educational content, personal finance, career and professional knowledge, practical skills, and most importantly, technical skills that can be monetized. Hell, YouTube is where I learned how to edit this video you are watching. Granted, it's not the best, but at least I am trying. 5. And finally, the most important of all, you can make a living through social media. The people who are posting videos demonizing social media on social media are simultaneously profiting from social media. And even if they aren't, they are actively trying to pursue a career in content creation. Ad revenue, donations, sponsorships, brand deals, the streams of income are infinite. With all that being said, if you feel like you have something of value to present to the world, well then post it on social media, because if you get lucky enough, you can turn it into a side hustle or even a business. How to fight back. Let's now look beyond the surface and ask the question of how we can still fight back despite all the odds stacked against us. Moderation. As we established in this video, social media has been designed with the goal of keeping you on the platform for as long as possible. Therefore, for many, it has become an addiction, comparable to alcohol, nicotine, and gambling. So many people find themselves mindlessly scrolling in order to kill time. It doesn't have to be this way. If you are guilty of this, you can exercise some control by simply moderating your time on these platforms. Just pick whatever works for you, 30 minutes or 1 hour, and make sure you commit to it. Mindful media consumption. Look, with how things are going these days, everybody wants to create content. Therefore, there will always be some dumb shit on the internet. And seeing as how we don't live in an authoritarian society, at least I hope whoever's watching this video isn't. It brings me with great pain to say this, but ultimately, as long as the content isn't harmful to others or themselves, people can post whatever they want, regardless of whether that content might lead to viewers feeling inadequate or less than. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if the content you are consuming is ruining your mental health or affecting your daily life, then it is up to you to take responsibility by actively disengaging with it. Or better yet, just block it. Eventually, the algorithm will catch on and stop recommending that type of content to you. You can then train the algorithm to feed you the content that makes you feel good. Post the content you want to see. Last but not least, if you're generally dissatisfied with the current state of social media and want to see change, then you can take the initiative by creating the content you want to see. There's no excuse. Not only is social media free to use, but it is also accessible to everyone who has a mobile device and access to the internet. So again, I repeat, post the content you want to see. Hell, that's what I decided to do. Conclusion. The term quitting social media is very nuanced, and in no way, shape or form am I advocating that if you participate in this movement, you are meant to quit every social media platform known to man. It's absolutely fine if you only decide to use YouTube or Reddit. There's nothing wrong with this. However, please be aware that whatever you are trying to escape on, let's say, Instagram or TikTok, will eventually find you on whichever social media platform you decide to stay on. Social media is a great tool. I even like to describe it as a digital library. Great things can be accomplished depending on who uses it, and more importantly, how it is used. I really struggled scripting this video because rather than spewing the same surface level arguments that are constantly regurgitated, I wanted to go beyond the surface and help people see social media in a different perspective. Let me know down in the comment section if I was successful. If you enjoyed this video, then chances are you're also going to enjoy this video. Thanks for making it all the way to the end, and if I was able to entertain or educate you, then please hit that like button and subscribe for more of me. See you on the next one.